Most people still view artificial intelligence through the lens of a digital assistant. They use it to clean up emails, summarize long articles, or generate basic marketing ideas, assuming the technology has settled into a useful but limited productivity tool. Inside the world's largest investment banks, the outlook is far more urgent. Earlier this year, Morgan Stanley issued a report warning investors to prepare for a capability jump in early 2026. Analysts are telling their clients to expect progress that will, in their words, shock them. A warning from a Tier 1 bank shifts the context. This moves AI from a speculative technology story into a high-stakes matter of macroeconomic survival, where the timeframe for adaptation is shrinking to months, not years. To understand why institutional analysts are moving with such urgency, we have to look at how these systems are being measured. Currently, most tests focus on coding or math in isolation, but a benchmark called GDPVal measures performance strictly on the actual professional tasks that humans are paid to do. OpenAI's GPT-5.4 recently hit 83% on this economic benchmark, meaning its output is roughly 83% as effective as a human expert. Capturing near-human productivity at a fraction of the cost creates a massive financial incentive to replace labor with silicon. We are no longer speculating about when AI will become economically viable. The technology capable of substituting a vast majority of a human professional's output is already in the market. While some observers argue that AI progress is starting to plateau, the institutional consensus is the opposite. By every credible measure, the scaling laws, the mathematical rules governing AI growth are holding firm. The relationship is becoming a hard science. Increasing the computational power used during training by a factor of 10 roughly doubles the effective intelligence of the model. This math is why we see such aggressive spending. Frontier Labs are currently executing a $400 billion infrastructure build-out. As that capital is deployed into massive data centers, the capability scores are projected to follow the exact same upward trajectory. Companies like OpenAI, Microsoft, and Google are using these massive resources to lock in a compounding advantage. Every new generation of hardware widens the gap between them and any competitor without the capital to keep pace. This means that today's 83% capability score is simply a baseline. Once this new wave of $400 billion in compute is fully utilized, the capability ceiling will move again. By 2026, these models are expected to handle multi-stage projects autonomously for days at a time, managing entire scientific research plans and million-line software codebases without human guidance. This leads to 6 distinct waves of labor disruption. The first hits customer service, where models are now capable of handling complex, multi-issue interactions. The second hits legal work, where AI is moving past simple research and into the structural automation of junior associate and paralegal roles. Waves 3 and 4 target software engineering and finance. Entry-level coding and basic debugging are being handled by current models, while junior financial analysts are seeing their roles in modeling and reporting replaced by automated systems. The final waves hit medium-tier content creation and healthcare administration. Marketing copy, journalism, and the vast world of clinical documentation are all transitioning into high-speed, automated workflows that no longer require human staff. We are witnessing a transition toward full workflow substitution. Organizations are architecting their businesses to bypass human labor entirely, effectively closing off the entry-level on-ramps that have historically built the professional middle class. Despite these projections, major institutions remain largely unprepared. Universities are still training students for roles that are actively being automated, and regulators are developing frameworks for models that have already been surpassed. This mispricing is especially visible in the financial markets. Most participants are still valuing companies based on traditional labor models, failing to account for the efficiency gains and structural disruptions that will hit within the next 2 years. History shows us that capability shifts of this scale are rare. This aligns with the massive reorganization of labor seen during the introduction of mechanical power or the arrival of the electrical grid. In every one of these historical shifts, the transition executed far faster than the existing economic infrastructure could adapt. The technology arrived, and the world was forced to reorder itself around it. The timeline for this shift is measured in 18 to 24 months. This means the window to proactively position your career and your capital is closing. You are facing a binary choice. You can remain a passive observer and allow this economic transition to happen to you, or you can begin active engagement, ruthlessly reshaping your skills to complement what these systems are becoming. The capital has been committed, the hardware is being deployed, and the math for 2026 is now locked in. The upcoming shock is no longer a possibility. It is a scheduled event.